Okay, so I think last time we left here. Okay, we were discussing something about network rules. Okay, let's go ahead with some more network rules. Okay, so the first rule is saying that there can only be one start and one end to your project. Okay, what does this mean is that sometimes you will be shown with this type of project. Okay, this type of project. Okay, is this project diagram correct? Is this network diagram correct? Okay, it is wrong, because you are having two end. One is this end and one is this end. If you are going for one project, you can only have one starting node and one end node. You cannot have two end nodes or two starting nodes. Okay, so the project can only have one starting node and one end node. Is it okay? Second thing is, initial node will always have outgoing arrow. That is very understandable. Okay, this is a general sense. Okay, if you are starting a project, okay, obviously your activity will start in the outward direction. No arrow can come inside your first node. Okay, it is not possible, because this is your first event, starting of your project. You will proceed in this direction, and similarly when you are ending your project, you will proceed in this direction. No arrow can come out of your end node. So these are pretty common logics. Okay, you can understand them on your own. Initial node will only have outgoing arrow. Final node will only have incoming arrow. Okay, looping is not allowed. Looping means that once you have gone through your activity or event, you cannot come back to that event. Okay, once you have finished the design of your foundation, okay, in no way you can come back to this event like this. Okay, it is not possible. This type of looping is not allowed. This is a logical error. Okay, arrows cannot cross each other. Okay, arrows cannot cross each other means this. Okay, it means like this. Suppose one arrow is going like this and the other arrow is going like this. This type of representation is considered wrong. Okay, this type of representation is considered wrong. If in some scenario you have to cross your arrows, you draw something like this, something like this. Okay, this is considered correct, but this is considered wrong. Okay, another thing is, curved arrows are not allowed. Curved arrows are not allowed. Okay, arrow will always move from left to right. You can move it from like this, okay, top and bottom, but you should always remember your arrow should always move from left to right. More or less it should move from left to right. Some basic general rules are there. Okay, now numbering of event. As I have told you, if you have some network diagram like this, okay, if you are having some network diagram, suppose like this, okay, like this, you will give these some numbers to this node. Numbers are given to identify your activities. Okay, so how will you number these nodes? Okay, so you have two types of numberings are there. First one is called your Fulkerson's rule, and second one is called your skip numbering. Is it okay? Fulkerson's rule and skip numbering. So let's see what Fulkerson's rule is saying. Okay, Fulkerson's rule is very simple. Okay, what you do, you name your first activity. Suppose I am showing you a very simple diagram. Okay, suppose you are having one node here, and then you are having one node here. Okay, and then you are having, suppose, one node here. Okay, here and here, suppose. Okay, and here. Okay, and then suppose dummy activity like this. Now I want to number these nodes. I want to number all these nodes. What will I do? The first node, the first event I am saying, will always be 1. Okay, no doubt in that. This will be 1. Now what you do, you remove all the arrows in your mind. Okay, not in the physical sense. In your mind, you remove the arrow. Whatever node is coming first, you give it the next number, 2. Is it okay? Give it the next number. Now once you have numbered your 2, you remove all the arrows coming out of 2. Okay, you remove all the arrows coming out of 2. Okay, now what you will see here is, 3 nodes. You can number them in any order. You can number 3, 4, 5 like this, or you can number 3, 4, 5 like this also. Is it okay? 3, 4, 5 like this also. Is it okay? But you should notice one thing. Okay, you should notice one thing. Okay, this is your node. This is your node. Is it okay? Now before these activities, you have this activity and this activity. Okay, this activity will come later. Okay, why this activity will come later? Because we will number the nodes first which are having what? Which are having only outgoing arrow. This activity is actually having an incoming arrow. Okay, so you cannot number this activity before. You can number this 3 and 4 for now. Is it okay? 3 and 4 for now. Okay. Now what you do, you remove the arrow coming out of 3 and 4. Okay, you remove this arrow and you remove this arrow. Okay, so now you can see, okay, this you have to number 4 because this is having an arrow coming into it. So this is the final activity you will have. I think you are able to understand this. Very simple. You start from your first node, you remove the outgoing arrows. Okay, then whatever activity you see next, you number it the next number, you remove the outgoing arrows from this. Okay, then just remember, number can only be given. Okay, I am writing here, number is given. Okay, okay, so that you don't have any confusion. Number is given to activity which has only outgoing arrows. Is it okay? Outgoing arrows, that you have to number first. Is it okay? Okay, that is what I have written in detail here. Okay, skip numbering is very similar to full cursor, no change, exactly the same, but instead of using numbers like 1 2 3, you are using numbers like 10 20 30. Okay, now you will ask me what is the difference. Okay, it is exactly the same. You are using 1 2 3, you are using 10 20 30. Okay, this numbering is used usually in large projects where you will have a very big complex, okay, very big and complex network diagram. Okay, so in case of big and complex projects, what will happen, you require a lot of modifications. Okay, you may have to insert some new event in your network diagram. That may happen. Okay, new nodes may need to be added. So when you are adding new node, you need to number that node. Okay, if you are using 1 2 3, what number will you provide to your new node? Okay, you cannot provide any number to your new node. But if you are using 10 20 30, you can insert some node like 15 or 17 or 12. Okay, you can insert these numbers of your node. So this is the idea of your skip numbering. Is it okay? This is the idea behind skip numbering. Let us solve a question on Fulkerson so that you are able to understand better, okay, how to apply this Fulkerson's rule. I have given you a very simple type of problem here. Okay, very simple type of problem here. Suppose I am starting here. Okay, you have to write the values of M, N, O, P, Q, R, S and T. Okay, you have to number the nodes. Okay, so I am numbering the nodes. Okay, there is no doubt that your start event will be given 1, so your M is equal to 1. Is it okay? Now what will you do? You will remove the outgoing arrow. Okay, what is the next activity? N, so N will be given 2. Is it okay? Now again you remove the outgoing activity. Okay, you remove these outgoing arrows from N. Now what is the next activities? You have 2 activities, O and P, which have only outgoing arrows. So you can number them in any order. Either you can number this 3 or 4, or you can number this 3 and 4 also. Okay, for the time being I am giving O as 3 and P as 4. Now what you will do, you again remove the outgoing arrows. Okay, you remove this arrow. Okay, you remove this arrow and you remove this arrow. Okay, now what will you number first, Q or R? That is my question. Okay, Q or R? Okay, what will you number first, Q or R? That is the question. This is the doubt that many people get, Q or R. You remember the rule. Okay, if you go by the rule, you will have no problem. Okay, what I told you, I have written the rule here. Okay, what I told you, that number is first given to the activity which has only outgoing arrows. There should not be any incoming arrow in the activity, otherwise you cannot number it first. So you look at R, you are having an incoming activity into it, but if you look Q, you are having only outgoing activities, so you will give Q number 5. Is it okay? Once you have given Q number 5, you remove these arrows. This arrow you remove and this arrow you remove, outgoing arrows. Okay, now you have R. Okay, now you have R. S cannot be numbered because S is having an incoming arrow. Okay, so R will be given 6. Okay, then obviously S is 7 and then T is 8. Is this okay? Is this numbering understandable to you? Fulkerson's rule. Okay, you can try some questions on your own, but you always remember this golden rule. Once again I am writing here is, okay, the node, okay, the node which is having only outgoing, okay, only outgoing arrows is numbered first. Is it okay? Is numbered first. Okay. Moving on, errors in network. Errors in network. Many times in objective, he will give you this type of names. Okay. Okay. Errors you have already seen. You have already seen all these errors, but by name you should remember them. Suppose I am talking about cyclic error. Okay. Cyclic error is something like this. Suppose you have an activity here, and then it goes here, here, and then sometimes it is shown like this. It will come back here and come back here. So it is producing kind of a cycle. Okay. This type of error is called as your cyclic error. Is it okay? This type of error is called as your cyclic error. Second is your dangling error or 2-point error. Okay. Dangling error or 2 endpoint error, that we have already discussed. Okay. That we have already discussed. Suppose you are having some network like this. Okay. Some network like this. Okay. So you are showing 2 endpoints. That is not possible. Okay. This type of error, name you remember, it is dangling error. If you have 2 endpoints, cyclic error is clear from the name itself, but dangling error is not usually clear. So you remember the name. If you are having more than 1 endpoint, you are having dangling error. Again, you are having wagon wheel error. Wagon wheel error means something like this. Suppose you are having a node here, it is coming like this and going like this. This is a logical error. This means nothing. This is simply like this. You can represent your activity directly like this. Okay. So this type of error is called as your wagon wheel error. It is a logical error. Is it okay? Okay. Dangling error especially you keep in your mind if you are having more than 2 or more than 1 endpoint. Moving on, let's look at some terminology. Okay. Let's look at some terminology. Okay. A precedes B. What is the meaning of A precedes P? Precedes means जो पहले आता हो. You remember P from parent. Your parent came first, right? So A precedes B means this is your A. Okay. And after that it is your B. Is it okay? This means that A precedes B. That is A, P for precede and P for pehle. Okay. B succeeds C. Okay. So you will be having your C activity here. Okay. And B is actually succeeding C. That is B is coming after C. Okay. Again he will say, I am just showing you the language in which the question is framed. A is the predecessor of N. A is the predecessor. That means A will come before N. Is it okay? Understandable? Easy. B is the successor of G. Okay. So you will have B here and you will have G here. Is it okay? A restrains B. What is the meaning of A restrains B? That means that until you have finished your activity A, you cannot start B. Which means that simply like this, you will have A first and then B. Is it okay? C is a prerequisite to D. Prerequisite means you need to complete C before you start D. So it is representing something like this. Is it okay? A is controlled by B. Okay. A is controlled by B, which means your B is coming first and your A is coming afterward. That is by your A is going to be controlled by B. Is it okay? A controls B. What is the meaning of A controls B? Your A will come first and B will come afterward. Okay. Whatever is coming before, okay, this can control this activity, but B cannot control A. A controls B because A is coming before B. Until you complete your activity A, you cannot start B. Okay. So this is the meaning of all these terms. Okay. All these language that is used in question to confuse you. Okay. But it is very simple. Okay. If you look at them once, you will be able to understand. This is important. Okay. This is very important. Drawing network diagram. Now we are going to start and draw a network diagram. We know all the rules. Okay, whatever is there, you just keep in the back of your mind. Okay, and just use your simple logic. There is no need to by heart all the rules. Just use your mind and you will be able to draw the network diagram. Okay, so first advice is use pencil. Is it okay? In exam also, always use pencil to draw your network diagram because you are going to rub a lot. Okay, you are going to have to rub a lot. Okay, so you should use a pencil and an eraser. Okay. Now let's start with some simple networks first. Okay, let's start with some simple network. He's saying A is dependent on B. Okay, A is dependent on B. The meaning is something like this. You will have B here and then, is it okay? A is dependent on B. I have already told you Okay, A is dependent on B means if you cannot finish B, you cannot start A. So you have to finish B first, then you will start with A. Is it okay? I think this has already been done. C is dependent. Okay, let me create some space. Okay, C is dependent by B and A. Okay, so you are having something like this. Okay, okay, this is suppose your A and B, and this is your C. Is it okay? Is this what your the language is saying? C is dependent on A and B. You can see from here, you go back this side, C is dependent on A, you go back this side, C is dependent on B. So C is dependent on both A and B. Is it okay? Moving to the third point, B and C are controlled by A. B and C are controlled by A. That simply means, okay, your B and C cannot start until you have finished your A. So it will be like this. Is it okay? Okay. Now don't tell me that you cannot have two endpoints. I am just showing you a section of network. Okay, I am not drawing the entire network. I am just showing you a section of network. So for the time being, you can have two endpoints. Okay, for the time being. C and D, okay, are dependent on A and B. Is it okay? C and D are dependent on A and B. So it simply means something like this. You can draw it like this. C and D, okay, are dependent on, this is your A and this is your B. Is it okay? Is it okay? This is over. B is dependent on A and C, but D is only dependent on C. You try to understand the language. Your B is dependent on A and C. So I will be having my A here and I will be having my C here. Okay. Don't draw this arrow for now. Okay. You draw it like this. You have A and C, and your B is dependent on both A and C, isn't it? So you will have a node here, okay, and here you will draw your B. Is it okay? The first line is okay. B is dependent on A and C, so your B is dependent on A and C, but D is only dependent on C. Now what will you do? Your D has to be dependent on C. Can I connect it like this? Let me show you. Can I connect it like this? D. Can I connect it? This is going to be wrong. Why? Because this is implying that your D is dependent on A and C. D will be dependent on A and C, which is not what you want to imply. You want to imply that D is only dependent on C. Is it okay? So this is not correct. Okay, this is not correct. You cannot draw it like this. What you have to do here is you have to provide a dummy activity. Okay, you have to provide a dummy activity. What you do here is something like this. You provide a node here, okay, and you provide a dummy activity, okay, and you provide here D. Now is the implication correct? Yes, it is. See, D is now only dependent on C. It is not dependent on A. Okay, you can only move from arrowhead. You cannot move from arrow tail. So you cannot go from here to here. You can only go from here to here. So D is dependent on C. B is dependent on A as well as C. So my purpose is fulfilled. Moving on, A. So now you see how a dummy activity will be introduced. Okay. Moving to the next activity. Activity D is controlled by A and B. Okay. Okay. Activity D is controlled by A and B. So you are having, suppose, your B here, okay, and you are having your A here, okay, and he is saying that your activity D is controlled by A and B. So this first statement is fulfilled. Yes, it is fulfilled. But activity E is controlled by A and C. Okay, activity E is controlled by A, and you have another activity C. Suppose you are having your activity C here. Now what will you do? You do the same thing. Okay, you do the same thing. What you do? You introduce a node here. Okay, you provide a dummy node here. Okay, now what you can do? You provide another dummy here to here, and here you write your E. Is my logic implied? Check. E is dependent on C. Okay, and if you go back here to here, your E is dependent on A also. So E is dependent on A and C. I think that is what we wanted. So this type of network diagram can fulfill this type of need. Is it okay? I think it is clear. Moving on, more diagrams. D depends on, he's saying D depends on A, B, C, E depends on B. Let me draw this. Okay, what you do, as you read the question, you start drawing. Okay, you start drawing, you have to rub again and again. Okay, you rub again and again and you make the changes. Okay, now he's saying that your D depends on A, B and C. So what you do, you quickly draw your D. It will depend on A, okay, B and C. Okay, just draw it and then we'll make the changes. Now your E depends on B and C. On B and C, your E is dependent. Okay, on B and C, your E is dependent. So what you can do here is, you can remove this and provide a dummy node here. Okay. Provide a, or rather I can say, okay, you have to remove this B also. Okay, you have to remove this B also. You draw it like this. You have your B here and your C here. Okay, you provide a dummy node here. Okay, dummy node here, and you have a dummy activity up to here. Okay, and then what you do, you provide a node here, one dummy activity here, and from here you can extend your E. Is it okay? And F depends only on C. Now what will you do? Now you have a big problem. Okay, now your D is dependent on B, but is your, okay, this is wrong. Okay, let me draw it again. Let me just draw it again. Okay, let me just draw it again. I think I made a mistake here. Okay, bear with me. Okay, okay, now what you have to do, what he's saying, your activity D depends on A, B and C. Let me draw it again. Okay, you have your activity A, you have your activity B, you have your activity C, okay, and you have your activity D. Your D depends on A, B and C, so I want to draw it like this. Okay, this is the first statement that is given. Now the second statement is saying your E depends on B and C. Your E depends only on B and C and not on A. So I cannot connect my E from here. I cannot connect my E from here. Okay, what I have to do here is, I should provide a dummy node. Okay, I should provide a dummy node. Okay, like this. Okay, and I can provide a dummy node like this. Is it okay? Now the implication is there. Now what I want, my E depends on B and C. Is it okay? My E depends on B and C. Okay, 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 that is it. I think you can provide your activity F here. So your F will depend on C. Okay, your D depends on A, B and C. Your E depends on B and C, right? Your E depends on B and C. So what you can do here is, you can provide an additional load. You can create some space here. Okay, this is a little tricky one. Okay. You have C here and you have your F here. Okay, you have your C here and F here. What you can do here is, you can provide, I have told you, you can provide as many dummy node as you want. Okay, so your F is dependent on C, and from this node what you can do, you can put out your what? You can put out your, what is that activity? E. Is it okay? Now is my logic implied? Just see if my logic is implied or not, then we can remove the dummy nodes. My D is dependent on A, my D is dependent on B, my D is dependent on C. So my D is dependent on A, B and C. So first part is implied. Second part is, my E should be dependent on C and B. So I can draw it like this also. Okay, now the logic is implied. My E is dependent on B and C. Logic is implied. Is it okay? Now my F should be dependent only on C. My F is dependent only on C. So my logic has been implied, but I have I have introduced many dummy activities. So I have to reduce these dummy activities. isn't it? I can reduce dummy activities or not. Okay, you check your rules, you check your 5 rules. Okay, here you cannot apply, here you cannot apply, here also you cannot apply, here you can apply, is it? Here also you cannot apply, so you leave it like this only. Okay, your dummy activity cannot be removed. So this type of network diagram can be drawn. Okay, you check it, if it is possible to remove some of these dummy nodes, you can do, but your logic is implied from this network diagram. Is it okay? A controls C and D. Okay, A controls means A is like this, and then you have your C and your D here. Okay, and your B controls D and E. B controls D and E. So you have some E activity here. Okay, and your B controls that activity. Is the logic implied? Yes, it is implied. It is very simple. Okay, moving on, last one. Okay, last one, activity X is controlled by D. So you have your D activity here, and your X is controlled by activity D and A. Okay, and A also is here somewhere, A. Is it okay? Activity Y is controlled by A, B and C. Y is controlled by somewhere here, you are having your B and your C. Okay, so maybe you can provide a dummy node here. Okay, you can provide your dummy node for A. Here you can provide dummy node, this is your dummy activity. Okay, and from here you can put in one node, and this is your Y. Z is controlled by Y. Okay, Z is controlled by Y. Okay, finally you will have this type of diagram. Is it okay? You will have this type of diagram. So I think you have had enough practice now, so we can proceed to our questions. Okay, we have many questions here, so that you will get very good in drawing network diagram. Okay, but you can get stuck. Just now I got stuck also. Okay, so you can get stuck in these type of problems, but if you think carefully, okay, don't worry about how many dummy nodes you are providing. Provide as many dummy nodes, and then use those rules, use those 5 golden rules, and remove the redundant dummy activities. Is it okay? So let's solve this first question. Okay, activity A and B are done concurrently. Okay, activity A and B are done concurrently means what? Together. Okay, so you will have your starting node, your activity A is also running, and your activity B is also running. Is it okay? So the first part is implied. Second part is saying activity A is the immediate predecessor of activity C. Okay, immediate predecessor means like this. Okay, predecessor means parents, मतलब पहले आएगा C के. Okay, and so is the relation between B and D. The same relation exists between B and D. Is it okay? Accomplishment of C and D marks the completion of project. When these both are finished, your project is finished. So you can extend it like this. Okay, and this is the finish of your project, and this is the start of your project. Is it okay? Okay, so the next question that we are having is this one. Okay, what is said in the question is you are having 7 activities. Activities A, B and C run concurrently. Okay, and rest relationship is given here. A, B and C are running concurrently means something like this. Okay, they start at the same time and they are running side by side. Then he is saying that activity D has a predecessor A. Is it okay? Immediate predecessor is A, so your activity D is somewhere here. Is it okay? Activity E is having predecessor of B. Okay, so activity E is having a predecessor as B. Okay, similarly F is having a predecessor of C. Now he is saying activity G is the last operation of the project and is also the immediate successor to D, E and F. So what you can do, you can combine it to one node. Okay, then you are having your activity G, and this is the end of your project. It is a very simple one. Okay, moving on to the next one. Okay, what is this next one saying? What is this next one saying? C follows D but precedes F. Whatever it is saying, you just start drawing. Okay, you just start drawing. Okay, you have your activity C. Okay, somewhere here. Okay, C follows D, that means C comes after D. Okay, but precedes F. Precedes F means this. Is it okay? Precedes F. So your first point is satisfied. Second point is saying C follows B but precedes H. C follows B also. So what you can do here is you can have your B something like this. So C is following your B. Is it okay? but precedes H, so H is having somewhere here. Is it okay? Second point is also satisfied. Moving to the third point. In third point he is saying that G follows F but precedes I. Okay, G follows F, that means G follows F means something like this. G follows your F but precedes your I, means your I is ahead of G. Is it okay? Third point is also satisfied. Moving to the fourth point. Fourth point is saying E follows A but precedes I. E follows A. I don't know where A is. Okay, so E will follow A but precedes your I. So your E is somewhere. Let me draw it here. Okay, let me draw it here. Okay, your E is somewhere here. This activity is your E. Okay, and it is proceeding your, or rather I will come further back. Okay, and it is proceeding your here somewhere here. You are having your A. Is it okay? Is it satisfied? Okay, E, read this statement again. E follows A. Okay, so after A, E is coming, so it is okay, but precedes I. So okay, before I, E is coming. I think it is satisfied. The reason why I have drawn this arrow at the top is because I don't want to interrupt this unused activities. Okay, I don't want to interrupt the bottom activities. Next statement is D follows A. D is also following A. So what you can do, you can simply join it like this. Is it okay? D is following A now. H and I terminate at the same time. H and I is this. Okay, they are terminating at the same time. Is it okay? A and B start at the same time. So A and B are starting from the same node. Is it okay? Is it okay? All the points are satisfied now. This is your final network diagram. Okay, so you just read what is written and you start drawing. Okay, you start drawing. You use as many dummy as possible. At the end, you follow those 5 rules and remove the extra dummies. That is all you have to do in this. Okay, let's do another question. Many questions we are having here so that you can practice. A is the first job to be performed. Okay, A is the first job that is performed. B and C are done concurrently and must follow A. Okay, so B and C are done concurrently, that is parallel, and they are following A. Is it okay? B precedes D. Okay, so this is the case. Okay, E must succeed C. Okay, he is saying E must succeed C, but it cannot start until B is complete. So something like this is happening. Okay, here E is succeeding C, but it is also dependent on B, so I will provide a dummy here. Is it okay? The last operation is F, is dependent on the completion of both. Both means your both D and E. So this is your F. Okay, this is your network diagram. Is it okay? Moving to the next one. Okay, these type are very simple. Okay, you have to draw the network diagram looking at these values. Okay, nodal values. So you have your 1, then you have your 2. Okay, then you have 2 3 2 4. Okay, 2 3 and 2 4. So you have your 2 3 and you have your 2 4. Is it okay? Then you have your 3 6 3 5. Okay, 3 6, and then you are having your 3 5. Then you are having your 4 5. Okay, 4 5 and 4 7. Is it okay? Then you are having 5 8 6 8 and 7 8. So basically you are having something like this, 8. Is it okay? Now you can name the activity. This is your A, this is B, C. Okay, then this is your D. Okay, E. Okay, F and G. Okay, and then you have your 5 8 is H, I and J. Is it okay? This is your network diagram. It is fairly simple to draw the network diagram with these type of data. Difficulty is when you have to read and understand. Okay, then you have your difficulty. Okay, this is the second last problem, I think. Okay, what is given is, first you are having your event 1. Okay, then 2 is followed by 1. Okay, event. Then you look here. Okay, look here. 3 4 5 have immediate predecessor as 2. So you will have 3. Okay, 4 and you have 5. Is it okay? 3 4 5 you are having. Then you will have 3 and 5. 3 and 5. So rather what I will do here is, I will keep my, okay, what I will do here is, I will keep my 3 at the center. Okay, 3 here, 5 here and 4 here. I can keep any order the way I want to draw it. Okay, so I will have 3 6 and 5 6. Is it okay? So you have 6 somewhere here, so you are having something like this. Is it okay? Then you have 7 3 7 3 you are having. Okay, 7 3 you are having, or rather I am drawing it like this. You are having 3 7. Okay, and you are having 4 7. Is it okay? Further you are having 3 8. Okay, 3 8, and you are having your 7 8. Okay, 7 8 you are also having. Then you are having 7 9. I am drawing here. Okay, and then you are having 3 10. Okay, further some activities here 10. So you are having your 3 10, 6 10, 8 10 and 9 10. Is it okay? This is the network diagram. You can draw it more clearly, but your logic should be implied. That is it. Okay, I can draw this 10 further far, so it will look good. Okay, but the logic should be implied. So logic is implied, so our network diagram is correct. Is it okay? Are you able to understand this? Okay, nothing is there. Okay, just read and draw. That is it. That is all you have to do. This is the final question. Okay, if you are able to do this, I think then you are able to understand, or you will be able to solve any network diagram. Okay, let's start. A is the first operation. Okay, A is the first operation. Fine. B and C are performed in parallel, immediate successor to A. So your B is here and your C is here. Is it okay? D, E. So first two are done. D, E and F follows B. D, you have three things here. D, E and F. They are all following B. G follows E. G is following E. H follows D, but it cannot start until E is complete. Is it okay? So H is following D and you have a dummy here. Is it okay? Because it cannot start before E is complete, so you have to provide some dummy here. Is it okay? So you are having your H here. Is it okay? Till now it is okay. Fifth point is covered. I and G succeed G. I and J succeed G. So you are having your I here, I activity here and your J activity here. This point is also covered. F and J precede K. This is your F. Let me draw it a little far. Okay, so it looks good. F. Okay, F and J. Suppose here you are having, I have to move further. Okay, F and J precedes K. So you are having your K here. Is it okay? This point is also covered. H and I precede L. This is your H and this is your I. Okay, this is your H and this is your I, and they precede L. Is it okay? This point is also covered. M succeeds L and K. So you are having M to succeed your L and K. The last operation N succeeds M and C. Is it okay? This is your C here. So you draw it further far like this. Okay, this is your C. Okay, if you move further, okay, your M and C are forming the final event, and last activity N is following it, and this is the end of your project. This is your entire network diagram. Is it okay? Entire network diagram. So I think after solving so many questions, you will be able to draw a network diagram from now on. So next lecture we will start with PERT. Okay.